What if Touji Fushiguro ended up in Naruto's world without Chakra? Let's start.
At 4 years old is when Touji remembered. When the disjointed memories from his past life had finally clicked into place. When he realized that he had been reincarnated world far removed from his own. That he lived in an orphanage and had no idea about who he was or where he was supposed to be. The last thing he remembered was losing to the Gojo brat. The finality of realizing his life had come to an end. That everything he had done until that point no longer mattered. How empty it had all felt in the end. And that the last thing he had seen was the memory of his ex-wife holding his newborn son. It felt like some cosmic joke being played at his expense. Of all the people to be granted the chance to keep their memories from their past life, and it had been him. Killed for money and enjoyment. Who had been content to rot in hell and curse the rest of the Zenin family for all eternity. And yet, here he was, a fucking brat, looking exactly as he had as Zenin Touji at this age. Short, pale-skinned, and with straight black hair. The only difference was that around he had coal black eyes. It read him how the green eyes were the one thing he didn't get. He gets to keep everything else except the one feature that made him least like a Zenin. Fucking bullshit. His voice sounded way too young and way too soft. His whole body was soft. The black shirt he wore dwarfed his small torso and his shorts stopped just above bony knee. Was wearing soft, rubber-soled sandals, and the cuteness of it pissed him off even more. Even the glare he was making looked cute. Touji-chan. There you are. Touji turned his glare up at the matron who had come looking for him. He had been hiding in the attic away from all the other children. The annoying brats got on his nerves. There were old books up here he liked reading. Even if they were boring old historical textbooks. It was better than having to listen to that crybaby Amiko prattle on about. Touji was mean to her. That little snot-nosed brat wouldn't leave him alone. Her and a lot of the other orphans who tried to get him to play with them. Touji didn't have the patience for their games. Rather be reading up on this world and figuring out the fastest way to getting back up to the strength of his previous body. Because above all else, Touji knew knowledge was the deadliest weapon you could wield against someone. Second only to strength. He just needed to figure out how people fought in this world, so he could plan out his next moves. He was sick and tired of being a weak little kid. It felt wrong not being able to crush a man's skull in the palm of hand. And if what he read in the history books were true, he lived in a world where ninjas were the strongest. And he had just happened to be reborn in one of the 5 main ninja villages. Konoha. The only problem was that the history books carefully omitted anything that referenced the abilities of the powerful ninja they talked about. Like Senju Hashirama, almost every history book stated he founded Konoha and that the trees surrounding the village existed because of him. Okay, but how and why? He seen the size of them on the few outings the matrons took the kids out on. There was no way they were planted if they were grown at the founding of the village. That was then 100 years ago. He's seen the calendar. It was 1992 in this world. According to the history books, Konoha was founded in 1923. No way those trees grew that fast naturally. So clearly it had something to do with Senju Hashirama's power. But not one of the history books mentioned anything about it. It frustrated him. The jujutsu sorcerers in his past life had been a lot freer with their knowledge. Most techniques were recorded and easy to get. Not that most sorcerers replicate the techniques, as the key to their powers was that each was unique to the individual, but it still helped Touji in the long run. The more he understood about the sorcerer's powers, the easier it had been to kill them. Touji, didn't you hear me? I said it was time to come down for breakfast. I'm coming. He shouted angrily at the woman. Miss Susanna was kind and stupid. She was the kind of woman who enjoyed looking after kids. She always tried to treat every kid like they were her own. No matter how badly some of the kids treated her, she just smiled and didn't punish them, which was why it was easy for him to do whatever he wanted. Mostly. He had a stupid curfew after all. That was the one thing Miss Susanna never budged on. Last time he tried to stay out and fought Miss Susanna about it, the older matron, Auntie Bonton, had punished him with a cane to his rump. That wrinkly old crone was the only matron H respected. At least she wasn't afraid to punish idiotic kids. Closing the book he had been reading and setting it back on the table, Touji slid off the dusty chair and made his way over to Susanna. She smiled nervously at him. Most like. Because Touji always glared at her. The woman was always looking for approval. Even from Touji. Which was why he thought she was weak. And not worth his respect. Stupid woman. He watched as she flinched like his words had been a physical attack. Then, instead of scolding him, she just put another fake smile on and held out her Let's go Touji-chan. Hold my hand as we go down the stairs. Touji just scoffed at her and walked past the hand she held out. She always treated him like a baby. Another reason why he disliked her. They were just fucking stairs, hee-ha. Enough coordination to go up and down them himself. It pissed him off. It wasn't long until he was seated at a long table surrounded by other gross children. They were all varying age ranges and most of them were civilians from what he could. None of the kids ever talked about wanting to be ninja. It just pissed him off more that he was stuck with the weak bunch. It was as he was stuffing his face full of rice that something changed, however. Auntie Bonton was coming over with a new kid. Around Touji's age with blonde hair and blue. And weird whisker marks on his face. He had a bruise on his cheek and a scowl on his face. Must have gotten into a fight or something. Which made Touji grin. If he was getting into fights at that age, Touji might have just found someone worthy enough to be a friend. Children. Auntie Bonton shouted to get their attention. We have a new brat. He's been pushed off on us by the other orphanages because of difficulties. I don't want any of you making trouble with him. He watched Auntie Bonton give him a rough shove, frowning down at the blonde like he was a bug at her feet. But that was normal foe. Auntie Bonton. She always looked at kids like they were bugs she had to put up with. Almost all of the other kids started whispering to each other once Bonton left. Even Miss Susanna, who was seated at one of the larger tables with the majority of the kids, pale look on her face as she stared down at the blonde. And the blonde just stood there, face turned down with a scowl and his small fists clenched at his sides. Touji just grinned wider. What kind of kid did this blonde have to be to make Miss Susanna look like someone killed her cat in front of her? If this kid scared even adults like Susanna with just his presence, Touji wanted to find out why. Hey, newbie. The blonde's head shot up and his blue eyes were wide as they stared at Touji. He heard Miss Susanna stutter, but she was too weak to get anything out. Come here. The kids that had been sitting near him all looked at each other, looked at Miss Susanna, and then tried to scoot as far away from him as they could. Some took their bowls and moved to other tables. Touji didn't care. Most kids avoided Touji already because of his attitude. The blonde still had a frown on his face and his eyes were darting over to the other children, but he still came over to the table Touji was at. What's your name? The blonde kid still looked nervous, and his eyes kept darting around, but he took a seat next to Touji once he made room for him. Touji kept watching like a hawk. Naruto. He stuttered briefly before Touji watched a small fire form behind his eyes. This time his voice didn't waver. Naruto Uzumaki. I'm gonna be Hokage. He shouted. He was declaring a challenge. Then he flinched and shot a look over at Miss Susanna, the only adult in the room. She still looked pale. She even looked like she wanted to up. Touji's grin became vicious. Hokage. Huh, my name's Touji. You know the Hokage is supposed to be the most powerful ninja in the village, right? Yeah, I'm gonna be Hokage and make everyone respect me. Naruto had seemed to finally shed his nervousness and fear and now there was just pure fire behind his eye. He was ready for a fight if anyone tried to make fun of him. Touji couldn't help the full belly laugh that left him. It sounded high-pitched and too soft to his ears, but it made Naruto stutter. Are you making fun of me? I'll be up. Good. Touji had stopped laughing now and his grin showed all his baby teeth. I can't get strong if people are afraid to fight me. Here. Touji pushed his bowl of rice and over to Naruto. He heard Miss Susanna stutter in the background again but he ignored her. She hadn't gotten up to get Naruto food yet, and it didn't seem like she planned. You're gonna need energy if we're gonna fight. We can go outside once you're done. That's. Miss Susanna seemed to finally get her courage. I really think you shouldn't interact with him too much, Touji-chan. Fuck off, woman. Do you think I care what you think? Touji's glare seemed to be sufficient enough to cower Miss Susanna again. Touji turned his attention back to Naruto. Annoying bitch. Weak idiots like her don't deserve respect. Naruto seemed torn between gratitude and shock. He dropped his voice to a whisper. You can't curse at people like that. You'll get in trouble. Ha, you think I fucking care about getting in trouble? I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Touji turned towards a kid that was too close to him and yanked his bowl of food his hands. The kid who was about a year older than him stuttered in shock, but one glare and a toothy grin from Touji, and the memory of a painful punch, was enough to start crying and leave the table. See, Miss Susanoo was comforting the crying kid, but she was too afraid to get any closer to Touji and Naruto. She's too afraid to do anything. Naruto frowned and looked disapproving, but he was still eating the bowl of food Touji had given him. That's not right. You aren't supposed to be mean to people like that. Who fucking cares? Touji took a huge bite of rice and chicken. They're all weak anyway. Strength is the only thing that matters. You said you wanna be Hokage, right? Naruto nodded, not able to argue, but still looking like he wanted to disagree with Touji's attitude. Well then you have to get strong. And it just so happens that I want to get strong. So we're gonna help each other. Naruto's spoon froze halfway to his mouth before he looked at Touji with stars in his eyes. Yeah. Toji's grin was fierce again as he stared out of one of the open windows. It was sunny outside and Touji couldn't wait to punch things with his fists. You can't get STR. You don't have anyone to fight against. Miss Susanoo was wringing her hands as she stood in the headmistress' office. Headmistress Bonton made the rules of the house but Miss Susanoo really didn't. Like the Satu Athi we're in. Are you sure we can't get rid of him? He'd be a danger to the other children. Headmistress Bonton scowled at her. We are not getting rid of the child just because he's a disgusting waste of space. The Hokage is paying us good money to keep track. And we can use it to make improvements on the house as well as pay for better food for the children. I will not have you ruining this opportunity just because you can't still look at the child. But having him next to the Uchiha, what have I told you? He is no longer Uchiha. His parents are dead and he was disowned because of his disability. He'll never be able to mold chakra or become a ninja. Uchiha have no use for him. You will do well to never mention that name again. The same goes for the demon brat. You are not to mention anything about the monster, downderstand? Yes, headmistress. Good. Now go to the basement and take care of the laundry. It's been piling up for too long. Yes, headmistress. Punch all the things. Touji was standing out in the backyard with Naruto. The sun and cool breeze made it the perfect day for training. The biggest tree in the backyard had long been claimed by none of the other children came over here for fear of getting punched. Which made it the perfect place to practice taijutsu. Well, come on, try to punch me. But Naruto looked confused as he stood a few feet away from Touji. His blonde hair bounced like fluffy clouds on his head. Won't we get in trouble for fighting? Nah. If he had beat up a bunch of the weaker kids he may have gotten in trouble, but from what Touji could tell, the headmistress didn't care what happened to Naruto. Perfect punching bag. They don't care enough about us. Naruto seemed to deflate a bit at Touji's callous words, but he just as quickly puffed back up. Then I'll make them care. I'll get strong and then they have to care. Touji grinned. This kid never gave up. Well then, come on, punch me. Touji lowered his knees and raised his small fists up. Naruto hesitated but tried to copy Touji's stance. He could. Then he yelled and charged at Touji with a small right hook. His small fist made contact with the arms he brought up in front of him. It was a good try, but didn't even make him flinch before Touji retaliated with a solid punch to Naruto. Gut. Naruto backpedaled and wheezed out an oomph before he started jumping around and clutched his stomach in pain. Ow 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 ow. Why do you punch so hard? 'Cause I punch that tree every day. Naruto turned to look at the tree in question and sure enough there was a smooth portion at about their height. Naruto seemed to have forgotten about his pain as he stared. The tree. Why do you punch a tree? 'Cause it makes your fist stronger. Makes you form calluses so you don't crack your knuckles whenever you punch people. Naruto hummed as he looked down at his own hands. What's a callus? It's a rough patch of skin that builds up from work. Like tough leather. Touji walked over and showed Naruto his knuckles. They weren't that well formed yet, but his knuckles clearly were made of tougher skin than Naruto's. Oh, so if I punch trees a lot my fists will get stronger too? Yep. Touji couldn't stop grinning. He had hit the jackpot with this Naruto kid. He didn't cry when getting punched, got back up when he got beat, and seemed eager to get stronger as well. Cool. Naruto had a new fire in his eyes as he got back in a fighting stance. Let's go again. I'm gonna dodge this time. Maybe he should tell Naruto it wasn't the smartest thing to shout out what you were gonna do next, but he decided he'd have fun with him first. The best way to learn how fight was with practical experience anyway. And with a sparring partner like Naruto, maybe he'd finally be able to start getting stronger. Ever since that first day when Naruto joined the orphanage, the blonde brat hadn't left him alone. Touji would have regretted it if the other kid wasn't such a good sparring partner. So he didn't mind that Naruto was always hanging around him or that they shared a bed at night because Miss Susanna was too stupid to get a new on put in for Na. It was fine for now since they were both small, but the minute they got big enough, he'd have to threaten Miss Susanna into getting one for the blonde brat as well. Touji wasn't blind. He knew all the adults were afraid of Naruto for some reason. And because of that the other kids were also afraid of him. That was fine though. Naruto wa, annoying brat buffer. That little snot-nosed Amiko hadn't come near him once with Naruto around. And that was enough to make Touji put up with Naruto's occasional Klingon. It was late at night and both Touji and Naruto were in the attic laying on the bed Miss Suzuna had put up there for him. He had mentioned to the matron that if she was going to be too scared to be around Naruto she could just put Naruto's bed in the attic. She had shivered and been too afraid to admit to Touji she was being unfair to the blonde Kai. Had seen the positives in the idea. So she had moved his bed to the attic. He didn't think the woman had it in her. It almost made her a bit interesting. She was still weak though. Not that Touji cared, the attic was a much better place to sleep than shared dorm rooms, even if it was a bit dusty. At least the cries of snot-nosed brats were virtually non-existent up here. Touji was lying awake in their shared bed while Naruto snored beside him. Touji found he didn't need much sleep. Most of the time his body was too full of restless energy. He feel it much when he was up and moving around, but when he laid down to rest is when became aware of it. He would have attributed it to growing pains if he wasn't so fa. With the sensation. It was the feeling of his body absorbing energy. The Zenin clan in his past life had seen the results of his heavenly restriction stripping him of all cursed energy and had discarded any potential he might have had. They automatically assumed no cursed energy equaled an absence of energy. But they were wrong. His restriction simply inverted his cursed energy into positive energy. It was just intangible to the senses of the Zenin and other cursed sorcerers. And had no way to use it. Did they think his inhuman strength was simply normal? Did they just disregard that he could hide cursed energy in the form of a cursed spirit inside body? If he had no energy then the presence of the cursed spirit would still be able to be sensed. It only disappeared because there was something in between the spirit and senses of other sorcerers. And that was positive energy, or as Gojo would have put it, the energy produced through reverse curse techniques. He knew what it felt like to have energy sink into his bones. To produce energy and have nowhere for it to go but back into himself. To be so drenched in energy as he grew that it changed the very makeup of his body. And Han. It seemed he had a similar body this time around. Or was that tied to the soul? Jujutsu theories had speculated that the soul drenched the body, and both reflected the oath. Perhaps it was a memory from his past life affecting the body of this new one. Naruto snored loudly and Touji pushed his drooling face away from his cheek. The point was that he was sure this feeling was his chakra. If he focused hard enough, he could feel a spot in his chest that felt like water. And every time he breathed, it sp out from the center. It didn't circulate like one of the history books mentioned, a book titled A History of Chakra. It was just constantly coming out every time he breathed. He didn't know why the fuck his body was different. But he suspected it had something to do with the attack that happened the day he was born. People always whispered it on his birthday. Celebrated the defeat of a great beast. How they could still remember the feeling of the demon's chakra. Sometimes he thinks adults forgot that kids had ears. All he knew was that this was the feeling of his muscles and bones absorbing energy, his eyesight sharpening, his eardrums expanding, his sense of smell developing. He knew he was in for a lot of pain growing up. Touji remembered how he was almost constantly in a state of bone ache until he had finished growing. But he knew it meant he able to be strong again. So he didn't care. He could deal with pain. Pain was nothing. Tilda friends are better Tilda. One of the best things about being an orphan in Konoha was that you were allowed to look after yourself. As long as you returned before curfew and attended breakfast and dinner, you had your own autonomy. Touji always took full advantage of that. He had started running as much as his body allowed him when he had decided he wanted to be a ninja. So far he could only run 2 or 3 miles before he got tired and go back for some food, but each day he could see improvement. Each day he pushed himself a few more minutes, a few more meters, a few more blocks. He got stares from people he passed by, of course. Some 4-year-old kid who was running around the village. But most people just laughed a little at him. So it was fine. It was different seeing the reaction people had to Naruto though. The only time he had seen such hate was when some sorcerer tried to come after him for revenge. The hate of a lost loved one. The hate of wanting the source of it to suffer. Touji was naturally curious about why that was all directed at Naruto. He wouldn't ask, of course, he wasn't stupid. But maybe he'd start listening a little harder when people thought he wasn't there. The boy in question was huffing and puffing as he tried to run beside Touji. His blonde hair was weighed down by sweat and the white shirt he wore was sticking to his bone chest. It didn't take long until Naruto had slowed down and then stopped to catch his breath. Touji stopped just ahead and crossed his arms over his small frame. Hold on. Let me see, catch my breath. They were on one of the main roads that circled near the west side of the village and ran parallel to the Naka River. This side of the village was full of civilian residences and guest apartments for visiting merchants. It was also, conveniently, far away from most of the clan compounds. Even so, Touji had seen a lot of ninja run on this road from his window in the orphanage's attic. He figured it probably circled around the whole village and was popular for NT-rain their endurance. Which is why he was using it. There weren't any signs that said he couldn't. It wasn't gated off or anything. He saw merchants travel up and down it. Time. So clearly anyone could use it. Touji's number one rule, after all, had always been to shoot first and ask questions later. Or never. So until someone tried to tell him he couldn't do something, he'd damn keep doing whatever was the most advantageous for him. Wow. Touji yelled a bit since he was almost 10 feet away from where Naruto was bent over. Giving up already? Naruto's head shot up. And no. I'm just. Naruto scowled furiously before he drew in a big breath and forced his legs to run up to Touji. I'm just tired. And thirsty. Touji looked over at the river that was right next to the road. At the edge of the road was a grass embankment that slid right down to the bank. There's water right there. What? But that's river water. Touji shrugged and walked off the edge of the road. His sandaled feet slid easily down the grass slope and he only wobbled a bit before he caught himself and jumped to the even ground of the river bank below him. Naruto wasn't nearly as graceful. Touji watched him try to copy his own actions, but he tripped halfway there on a bunch of twisted, tall grass and ended up flipping head over heels before he landed hard on back. The wheezed out groan made Touji grin and laugh at Naruto's pain. Yeah, laugh it up. Ow ow ow. Naruto sat up and rubbed his lower back. Touji crouched down near the edge of the river and cupped his hands underneath the surface. Was cool and refreshing when he brought it up to his lips. He drank his fill before he splashed some on his hair and face to combat the warm summer sun. Naruto's first sip was hesitant before he let out a surprised sound and took another large gulp. Hey, that isn't so bad. Of course it isn't. Where do you think the water from the tap comes from? I don't know. Naruto grumbled as he took off his shirt and dipped it under the water. He was grinning as he took it back out and draped it over his hair. He then fell back. Rump and let out a content sigh. Didn't really think about it. Touji took a seat next to Naruto and took a minute to watch the clouds slowly crawl by. It was turning into a hot summer and it made it harder to exercise outside, but Touji K. just made for better conditioning. Hey, what's your last name? Touji looked back over at Naruto. The wet shirt was heavy on his blonde locks and blocked out the sun from his blue eyes. Touji shrugged. Don't know. Naruto frowned. How can you not know? His eyes suddenly widened. Do you? He looked down at his lap. Do you not know who your parents are either? No idea. The matron just said I was found in some rubble and brought to the orphanage. Said I was born the night of that big attack. The one that everyone celebrates on October 10th. No way. That's my birthday. Naruto was positively vibrating. Wait, aren't we the same age? We could be twins. Naruto suddenly looked up at Touji's black hair. Okay, we may be not twins, but brothers. Are there twins that don't look alike? Yeah. Touji's eyes were closed as he enjoyed the feeling of the wind blowing over his wet hair. They're called fraternal twins. Then maybe we're that fraternal thing. Isn't that how it works? Anyone who's born on the same day are twins. Naruto clearly did not know how genetics worked. Even if they had been fraternal twins, which he highly doubted they weren't, Touji's face was too differently shaped. I'm sure there are a lot of kids who were born on October 10th, Naruto. I mean, yeah. Naruto was pouting as he picked up a rock near him and threw it into the river. Just thought it would be cool though. Touji honestly wouldn't mind if he had a kid brother like Naruto in his past life. Not that he would ever say it out loud. It was a little too sentimental for him. Plus Touji usually let his actions speak for him. Words were cheap. Who cares? We're friends. Friends are a lot better than family, anyway. Really? Naruto sounded a bit unsure. Like he didn't believe that was true. Yeah, sometimes you get a family who hates you. And you're stuck with them. But friends, they stay with you because they want to, not because they have to. Naruto had a small smile on his face and Touji kindly didn't pay attention to the few tears he saw escape the blue eyes. As soon as Naruto noticed he was crying though, he the tears away with his arm and put another bright smile on his face. This one, however, actually looked happy. Yeah, I'm glad we're friends, Touji. Yeah, Touji mumbled, an embarrassed frown on his face. Damn child body. The heat on his cheeks was just from the summer sun. No other reason. Touji usually let his actions speak for him, because words were cheap. But Touji was also a cheapskate. The summer season had quickly shifted to fall and soon enough October was upon them. The temperature had already started to drop and Touji had taken to wearing a scar whenever he left the orphanage. For the last 4 months, both he and Naruto had stuck to the training schedule Touji made for them. It was simple, and only included taiju, endurance, and strength training, but there wasn't much else they could do at their age. The most important thing was that they prepared their bodies now so they could handle the stress of more complicated training once they were allowed to enroll in the ninja academy. Touji suspected it was the only way to learn the techniques of this world. Ninja held their secrets close to their chests and Touji had learned long ago that he wouldn't anything worthwhile in the civilian section of the libraries. Knowledge was power and ninja hoarded power like a dragon hoarded gold. Touji suppressed a shudder when a particularly painful ache shot through his arms and legs. He was with Naruto at a park closer to the center of the village. The matrons regularly kicked children out for a few hours a day so they could get cleaning done and the two had decided to take a day off to explore the village. Well, it was more Naruto's idea. Touji would have preferred to practice dodging by throwing rocks at each other. However, Naruto was a restless ball of energy on his good day. A downright menace on his worst. He had a penchant for playing pranks on people when he was bored, and while Touji enjoyed seeing the kids in the orphanage be victims Naruto's ideas, he absolutely hated it when Naruto decided to make Touji the target. He could only take so many fart cushion pranks before he lost his patience and killed Naruto. Right now the two of them were sitting in a sand pit and Naruto had a stick in his hands as he tried to explain a new idea he had for a prank. Naruto seemed fine with the sea breeze that occasionally broke through the tree cover, but Touji had a permanent scowl on his face, hidden behind the scarf that was bundled around his neck. Not only were bones aching, but there was a headache building behind his eyes. He remembered having constant headaches in his past life, usually followed by some sense of sharpening. From the way his sight kept losing focus and then coming back. Suspected it was his vision. Along with hearing and smell, it was one of the most used of the 5 senses. And usually the first that caused him pain. So I've thought about different pranks that would be good to pull on ninja. You know, to get recognized more. It can't be anything physically annoying or damaging, cause we'd probably get in trouble. Naruto drew an X over the image of a stick figure tripping on a banana peel with his stick. So I was thinking about painting funny stuff in PLA. Ninja wouldn't expect, like on the Hokage Tower, or the Genin Barracks, or the faces on the mountain. Touji thought pranks were a waste of time, but could see the potential in the stealth applications. Naruto was also a surprisingly good strategist. Though right now it was on potential. The blonde had a surprisingly keen mind and made connections fast. All good things that would keep someone alive in a fight. I still think it's stupid, but I wouldn't mind getting one up on some lazy ninja. Especially the ones he saw looking the other way when Naruto was being targeted by more drunks. Naruto had been faster than all of them until now, but Touji didn't like taking chances. He knew if they were ninja and not civilians, Naruto wouldn't have been Salu. But from what Touji could tell, there was a reason for that. Like a rule or something. Or a law. He could see the way ninja held each other back when one of their own leaked a bit of killing intent around Naruto. Naruto never seemed to notice, but Touji knew the feeling. Intimately. They had every intention to come after Naruto with the intent to kill. It was only some unknown repercussion that held them back. The pieces were there, but not enough that Touji could put it all together. Yet, Naruto tapped the stick against his head. If we're going after lazy ninjas, that's the career genin. There's no lazier ninja than a ninja who gave up progressing through the ranks. Touji would have continued to listen to Naruto ramble on about different ideas, but his attention was drawn away from him at the sudden silence around them. There was no, and the sound of birds and bugs had stopped. Something wasn't right. Naruto. Naruto looked up at Touji and got nervous when he noticed his friend was looking up at the trees around them. Suddenly feeling nervous as well, Naruto stood up closer to Touji. Touji was quick to stand up as well and stick close to his blonde friend. We need to get out of here. Touji was scanning the line of trees that he could feel bloodlust coming from. Touji wasn't a stranger to danger, but he didn't think he'd have to worry about it so soon in a village like Konoha. Picking a sharp whistling sound, Touji reacted and pushed Naruto and himself to the ground. Sure enough, kunai had flown at them and were now embedded in the ground a few feet behind them. Quickly calculating the direction they had flown from, Touji pushed himself up and dragged Naruto with him. Run. They only got a few feet away before a man appeared in front of them and kicked Touji to the side. The strength behind it was violent enough to send Touji flipping through until he skidded violently on the dirt undergrowth of the surrounding forest around them. His breathing was labored and he was sure he had a cracked rib as he pushed him. His elbows and knees. The right side of his face burned and he could feel blood over his right eye, probably hit his head, but he could clearly see the man that was holding Naruto by his throat. Friend's small hands were clawing at the wrist that held him, but the man didn't even pay attention to it. Cursing, Touji tried to think fast. There wasn't much time and he was just a small kid, but there had to be something he could do. He was weak and had no way to beat a stronger opponent. He knew that. The only thing he could do was try and delay him until someone stronger came along. Because GBY, the symbol on the man's forehead protector, he wasn't a Konoha ninja. The symbol on it was a cloud, not the Konoha leaf. Looking down at the only weapon he had, Touji clawed his hands in the dirt beneath him and pushed himself to his feet. He grit his teeth as his ribs grinded painfully but he ignored it as he ran at the ninja with an angry roar. Oh, the Kumo Nin sounded amused. Back for round 2. The Kumo Nin was relaxed and clearly didn't think Touji was a threat, and that was all the opportunity he needed. Quickly swinging his clenched fist, Touji threw the dirt into Kumo Nin's exposed eyes, the only patch of skin that wasn't covered by a face mask. The Nin cursed as his eyes closed on reflex, chunks of dirt and gravel momentarily blinding him. Touji wasted no time in taking advantage of the opening, sending the strong kick he could muster straight up into the man's kneecap. It didn't give as much as he hoped, but he still thought he heard a sharp crack as his heel made contact. Fucking brat. The man dropped Naruto on instinct as he brought one hand up to clear his eyes and the other to grab a kunai from a hip holster. Touji's instincts screamed at him and he like dead weight to try and dodge the slash the man intended to kill him with. The sharp tip of the kunai sliced over his lips and up his cheek as it barely missed his eye. Intensely as he landed on his back in the dirt, scooting back and over towards Naruto. His blonde friend was still coughing and his eyes were screwed shut in pain, but his hand grabbed at Touji when his body bumped into him. Touji knew now would be the time. But his chest still hurt immensely and Naruto clearly needed time to catch his breath. And the Kumo nin was already limping towards them. I'm gonna fucking kill you, brat. He didn't think another fistful of dirt would work again and was considering how hard it would be to steal the kunai from the man's grip when a handful of shuriken flew the air and pierced the man's side. The Kumo nin let out a choked cry and Touji watched the blood fly through the air as the man fell to the ground. He hadn't been down for more than 2 seconds before another ninja with a white face mask landed just above him and stabbed him in the neck. Touji only heard the gurgly cry of the Kumo nin before the kunai was twisted and it cut off. Dead. The ninja wiped the kunai off on his pant leg before sliding it back in a holster. The mask then turned to the two of them and Touji tensed. He didn't sense any killing intent. He could faintly smell the familiar scent of trees and fire, so he knew this had to be one of their own Konoha nin. The ninja walked over to them before he crouched down. I'm going to take you somewhere safe. Don't move too much. His face mask was painted in the character of AW. His voice was calm and smooth. Touji nodded as best he could with his cut cheek. Neither of them struggled as they were picked up in an arm each. Naruto's hand was still clenched in the cloth of Toji's shirt as the masked ninja carried them away. Cosmic jokes suck. Touji was silent as a nurse in the hospital wiped at the cut on his lip. Naruto and he had been separated as they were taken to different rooms to be treated. Most likely Becca. Touji was a little worse off than Naruto. The first nurse that had sent healing chakra through his body had flinched physically before staring at him in horror and running out. Room. He remembered hearing a commotion before another nurse came in and ran a chakra-coated hand over his body. There was a lot of whispering and he remembered hearing some words about his chakra system before they had left again. Now he had a different nurse gently dabbing at cut on his lips to clean off the dirt in it. Feeling the sting of the disinfectant on his lips, Touji thought about the cosmic joke that was his new life. He had no doubt once the cut healed and scarred it would look the original. Perhaps the feature was so ingrained into the identity of his soul that he'd always carry it through whatever life he lived. But what did he know? Touji had been resigned to a boring stay at the hospital before his door opened and a blonde head poked in. Touji. Smiling at the blonde head of hair, Touji had been about to his friend before another person walked in behind him. Touji would recognize the man anywhere. It was the Hokage. Silent now that such a powerful ninja was in the same room with him, Touji debated why the leader of the village was in his hospital room. He wasn't worth that much atten. Was he? His attention was drawn back to Naruto as he jumped up on his hospital bed to sit next to him. You're okay. Man, that was scary. Oh wow, that's a badass cut on your lip. Touji was facing Naruto but he was scowling as he side-eyed the Hokage. He didn't know what the fuck the old man wanted but Touji knew from past experience to never trust men who tried to look harmless, especially from the man who was supposed to be the strongest ninja in the village. Oh yeah, Touji, this is Hokage Gigi. I told him about how you were my friend and how cool you were and he said he wanted to meet you. It's nice to meet you, Touji. How are you feeling? The Hokage's presence was heavy and smoky and he smelled like steel and old blood. Fine. He mumbled out. Everything about the Hokage's presence unsettled him. It reminded him of how it felt to be around the Zenin clan members when he was still a weak and useless. I hope you don't mind, but I wanted to thank you. If not for you then the Kumo nin might have gotten away with Naruto. Naruto shifted guiltily on the bed next to him. It wasn't the blonde's fault so he had no idea why the brat was feeling guilty. Whatever. He grumbled. I'm just mad I couldn't hurt him more. Yes. You did quite well for your age. Am I wrong in assuming you plan to sign up for the academy? Of course he does, Gigi. Naruto looked at the Hokage like he was mad. We've been training together and we're gonna be the strongest ninja ever. I'm gonna be Hokage, gonna be. Naruto looked confused as he furrowed his brows. What's the second strongest thing after Hokage? Touji shrugged. Sannin. The history books said they were super strong. There were only 3. What's a Sannin? Sannin is a term that means the legendary 3. The Hokage began. It was a name that was given to 3 ninjas who contributed greatly to the Second Shinobi War. Them are still left, Jiraiya and Tsunade. Each has gone their own ways. Being a Sannin means to be strong enough to be written into legend. Touji thought it sounded good enough. He wouldn't allow himself to be anything less than legendary. Albeit that then, Naruto was bouncing on the bed and pointed at the Hokage. See, I told you. We're gonna be awesome. It's a promise then. The Hokage had a thoughtful look on his face before he started grinning. Touji didn't like it and his face said so. The Hokage laughed at the look of Susan such a young face. How about a deal? Promise to become a name the village can be proud of and I'll personally sponsor your entry into the academy. It would be hard for someone without FTO enter. Touji scowled. He knew there were scholarship programs for orphans who wanted to become ninja. When it didn't seem like Touji would agree, the Hokage continued. I'll even provide funding for a small place of your own during your schooling. I will be doing the same for Naruto. Does that sound better? The furrow in Touji's brow smoothed out and he suddenly really liked the idea. Finally being able to get away from whiny babies and stupid women. Deal. It seemed like things were starting to finally come together. Now if only he could make time go faster so he could hurry up and graduate. There were a lot of things Sarutobi wished he didn't have to do as the Sandaime Hokage of Konoha. The first was stepping out of retirement after Minato had died. Minato only been Hokage for a year before forces conspired against him and he had to sacrifice his life to seal the Kyuubi. The second was giving in to demands of foreign nations. He had expected the Kumo Nin to pull something when they had their ambassadors come for peace talks. He just expected them to go for Naruto as well as the Hyuga heiress. And yet, if he didn't wish to plunge Konoha into war again, he had to give in to their demands. Their ninja W. Dead. Even if Konoha had good reason to kill them, Kumo was demanding recompense while they played innocent. Konoha was not in the position to enter another war so soon. Their economy was still recovering and they had taken a serious blow when the Kyuubi was released in P. Upon the village. They had lost too many good ninja. He had no choice but to allow the Hyuga clan to take the fall, though it pained him to consider. They could not have. It was this he was thinking of as he chewed on the end of his tobacco pipe in this office. It was well into the night already and he had given up on the idea of retiring to his any time soon. It was a bad habit, and his wife would scold him if she knew he was smoking in the main office again, but there was nothing better to soothe his nerves. Tobacco. He thought it could be excused given how the village had almost lost Naruto tonight. He didn't like having to see Minato's son as an asset to the village, but he was Hokage. They only had the peace they did after the Kyuubi's attack because they still had Na. In the village. Even if he was barely 5 years old, the threat of the nine-tailed Jinchuriki was enough to keep most villages from trying anything against them. If Kumo-ha succeeded in stealing him, or even killing him, their tightly held grip on their village's status as a superpower would fall. And the people would suffer for it. The night wasn't all bad, however. There was one good outcome from this. Sarutobi had known about the new friend Naruto had been able to make. His Anbu regularly gave reports about the boy's situation. He just hadn't expected this level of loyalty between the two already. Most kids their age wouldn't be able to handle a life or death situation. Had it been any regular child, he would have expected them to run. And even more surprising, he was an Uchiha. Well, former Uchiha. A full background check had been done on the child the moment he started interacting with Naruto and a surprise to know the Uchiha clan disowned one of their own. Given the reports from his Anbu however, he could see the reasoning behind it. Born on the day of the Kyuubi attack, Touji was one of the children that had been a part of the first wave of casualties. Infants' chakra systems were incredibly delicate at of birth, as they were still forming, and the maternity hospital was well away from the center of the village because of it. Too much a shock to the infant's circulatory SYS. And the still forming chakra veins would tear and rip, resulting in a chakra bleed that was usually too severe to recover from. Touji had been one of the children that was in the new infant ward the night of the Kyuubi attack. And the only one to survive. From what records show of the night, the hose had been one of the first buildings to be crushed under Kyuubi's massive body. That Touji had survived at all from the falling debris was a miracle in itself. The second miracle was that Touji's chakra reserves were massively huge, even as an infant. The hospital records recorded after he was found theorized the only reason he survived the destruction of his circulatory system was because his body produced more chakra than it lost. The infant's body had even adjusted to the wound to his chakra heart. Consecutive scans over the months he was kept in the ICU showed his body absorbing the chakra leaked from the heart, instead of dissipating out of the tenketsu points. Like a normal child, the chakra was reabsorbed into the flesh. His tenketsu points were severely domined. While it was theorized he could eventually have some use out of them, it would never be enough to form ninjutsu. It was a surprise to learn the Uchiha clan had disowned the child. But with the parents dead and the clan unwilling to admit a weakness in their numbers, it wasn't outside realm of believability. He didn't know how the chakra's circulatory system affected their dojutsu, but their clan was incredibly secretive about its inner workings. Sarutobi wouldn't be surprised if the child was never able to fully activate it. Hence the clan's disowning of the child. Sarutobi took another drag from his pipe and would have continued his line of thought if there hadn't been a knock on his office door. Hokage-sama. Ryoma-sensei from T. Hospital has a report to give. Let them in. Ryoma Sakuma was the current head medic nin at the hospital. If he was here to report something, it was bound to be interesting. Ryoma was a tall man with a thin build. With brown hair and black eyes, he didn't look too remarkable. And that translated to his humble way of dress, with the standard pants and turtleneck. The only thing that gave away his position as head medic nin was the white doctor's coat with his name and rank stitched on the breast pocket. Ryoma-san. You had something to report? Yes, Hokage-sama. Ryoma had a clipboard in his hands and walked over to Sarutobi's desk to hand it to him. Sarutobi glanced at it and saw that it was the little Touji's file. I was not head medic when Touji was first brought in as an infant, but I did look over the initial report of his circumstances. His case would have been filed away into records, but one of my nurses discovered something about him that I thought should be brought to your attention. Oh, go ahead. Touji's ribs were cracked and he had a severe gash on his face. The nurse assigned to him was administering the treatment when she noticed an abnormality with his chakra system. The doctors assigned to him as an infant rightfully believed his circulatory system would reform, though at a reduced capacity, as that is what the body remember. However, that is not what was found today. Sarutobi took a puff on his pipe as the doctor continued. It is as if the chakra system has mutated. A circulatory system never formed. His chakra heart still exists, but it has somehow hardened. It still leaks chakra at an alarming rate, but it is somehow controlled. And the boy's body is drenched in it. His bones, muscles, even his blood, have incredibly high chakra readings. The Hokage looked over the clipboard provided. Indeed, there was a rudimentary diagram of what the boy's chakra system now looked like. A chakra heart in the center of chest and the body around it full of chakra, like a lake full of water. Hokage, I have done biopsies on animals with chakra abilities. Summon beasts are said to be similar in biological makeup to their more mundane cousins, and it has been subject of my study for years. This boy's body, his mutations, is strikingly similar to that of chakra beasts. Is it now? It was an interesting fact indeed. He wondered how the boy's mutation could have come about. Would any child, if in the repeat circumstances and with a high enough reserve, develop the same mutation? Or was it a wild fluke? Thank you, Ryoma-san. Was there anything else? No, Hokage-sama. I just thought you should know. Of course. You are dismissed. Ryoma bowed before leaving the room. Sarutobi chewed on the end of his pipe as he looked back down at the copy of the disowned Uchiha child's medical records. This potential. If nurtured enough, the child had the potential to become something truly fearsome. Something to rival even a tailed beast perhaps. If he could assure this child loyalty to the village as a ninja, it was worth investing in. Perhaps it is time to pay Naruto and his new friend a visit. Alright, breathe in and out, and then push as small an amount of chakra as you can from your chakra heart to your hands, please. Touji complied with the request that his Dr. Ryoma asked of him. The routine had become normal over the last year. One of the stipulations the Hokage had for him joining academy was that he'd have regular checkups at the hospital. Which, he had found out at the time, was because his chakra system was unique. Touji knew the Hokage had used the word unique to try and spare his feelings. The Hokage explained how he lacked a circulatory system from an accident as an infant and use of his chakra would require his body to learn new methods of use. So these tests, which while annoying, were essential in being able to use chakra in some capacity in future career as a ninja. Touji knew he was nothing more than a bona fide lab rat for the doctor, but the outcome would benefit him. So he didn't mind being put under a microscope. Not if it meant could make use out of a resource he might not have had access to without these tests. Good. A nice steady output. You've been practicing the meditations I taught you. At 6 years old, Touji was steadily gaining inches in height. If he measured correctly, he already had another 4 inches from back when he was 4 years old. The damn ache hadn't let up though. If anything, it got worse. The femurs in his arms and legs almost constantly hurt. The only upside was that he was redeveloping the pain tolerance had in his past life. Most things, excluding being stabbed and breaking his bones, barely registered on his senses. It made taijutsu training a lot easier. The point was that these tests would train his body on how to push chakra out in a steady, semi-controlled state. He lacked the veins and tenketsu points that normal ninja use of, and wouldn't be able to use most ninjutsu because of it. However, if he could relearn how to distribute chakra to points of his body, like the soles of his feet, or his hands, he might be able to eventually learn tree walking or make use of fuinjutsu seals. The hard part was directing the chakra. Because he had no tenketsu points, the chakra had no pre-charted path of distribution. His chakra heart was just used to evenly distributing chakra throughout his body. Touji had to somehow teach his chakra how to go in the direction he wanted it to. How to take conscious control of his own chakra. Which was turning out to be incredibly frustrating to achieve. The most he could manage right now was pushing chakra out of his hands. Probably because he punched tree much in the last year. Muscle memory seemed to be doing most of the work for the path his chakra liked to take. Maybe he just needed to up leg day or something. At least he was finally able to activate the sealing and unsealing jutsu all shinobi made use of to store weaponry, since all it took was a burst of chakra against the sealing. Now, let me get these off of you. Then we can draw some blood to check the increase in concentration levels. Ryoma came over and carefully removed each of the pads that were stuck to his chest and arms. They were hooked up to the machine that monitored everything his chakra. In real time, it gave the doctor, and by proxy Touji, a better understanding of what his chakra was actually doing when he tried to use it. Touji grabbed his shirt and put it back on once the doctor had removed everything. The doctor then grabbed a fresh needle set and moved a chair over to him once Touji was dressing. Which arm would you prefer this time, Touji-san? Touji just handed over his left arm. It didn't really matter, he never experienced any soreness from it anyway. It did remind him of a question he had been meaning to ask. Ryoma-sensei. Touji watched as the needle slid into the vein on the inside of his elbow and slowly drew back blood. Can people get paid for donating blood to the hospital? Well, yes, they can. There's usually an age limit, however. Touji frowned. The money the Hokage provided for both he and Naruto to live off of was enough to pay for food and clothing, but the ninja tools they both wanted were XP and they were gonna need more money if they wanted to buy them. Especially now that the shop owners knew everything Touji bought was being shared with Naruto. You said my blood has a lot of chakra, right? It could help with chakra depletion. You said I was at risk of it because of my chakra heart, but I have a lot of chakra. It would hurt me to donate a pint or two of blood, right? Ryoma hummed as he labeled the vial of blood he drew from Touji. It would go into a machine to read the chakra levels and then he'd get a copy of the readings when he is with a recommendation of the things he should still stay away from trying. Normally the hospital won't accept donations from someone under 10 years old, but you do have a unique situation. Your bone and muscle density are already way above it in year-olds. You will not experience chakra depletion at the same rate as normal ninja. Sensory tests also show a great increase in response time. The doctor had devolved into a rant again. It didn't happen often, but sometimes the doctor got lost in his own head when he went over everything that was different. Abuhei rolled his eyes in annoyance and interrupted him. Well, can I? Well, yes, alright. Chakra replenishment is the department we're lacking the most in. It would help a lot to have blood on hand to use for chakra transfusions. Muor nurses and doctors do not have the largest reserves after all. Touji held out his other arm and waited for Ryoma to get the hint. Alright. Let me get a new set and then I'll draw the amount we take for donations. Just be sure to eat something high in sugar as soon as you leave. Touji just tuned him out. He already knew what he wanted to buy as soon as he got paid for the transfusion. He had been wanting to practice fuinjutsu as soon as he learned about it in his academy classes, but the ink and paper needed for it didn't come cheap. Hopefully the money from the donation would be enough to buy a few packs of pap, well as a few bottles of ink. Then he could finally start practicing the simple seals from the beginner's book he borrowed from the academy library. At only 6,000 yen a pint, blood donation wouldn't be much in terms of extra income. Plus the doctor said he could only donate once a week at his age. With the 40,000 yen, got a month each from the Hokage and then an additional 6,000 a week from blood transfusions, that would increase his available income to 64,000 yen a month. As long kept Naruto from buying too much ramen, they could probably start buying better equipment now. Touji carefully handed over 600 yen for the dango sticks he just bought from the street vendor. He didn't often buy street food, but he did need the sugar. If there was one tea Touji was always strict on, it was getting the proper nutrients in his diet. He always tried to pound those facts into Naruto's head, but all his idiot friend ever wanted to eat ramen. Touji had no idea where he got his energy from, but there was no way Touji would let himself eat as bad as Naruto did. Touji would just laugh in Naruto's face when he up taller than him once their growth spurts hit. Speaking of Naruto, his friend was still at the academy. Touji was only allowed to miss today because his teachers already knew about his monthly doctor's appointments. Mid-April and they had just started their second year. The first year had mostly been history and chakra lessons, learning the basics of ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu. Only now that they were in their second year that they were allowed to learn basic techniques. And were introduced to the fourth school of ninja techniques, fuinjutsu. Fuinjutsu was mostly an elective, as ninja could usually just buy pre-made seals, but Touji saw it as a school of ninja techniques that had unlimited potential. At least for him. Chakra system being the way it is, it was almost impossible for him to direct chakra in the way it was required for ninjutsu and genjutsu. Most techniques just took so little chakra, and required more control than Touji could ever achieve. He could brush off almost any genjutsu though. His body was so used to his own chakra that any foreign chakra had a hard time influencing him. All it took was a kansho of his chakra core to break any genjutsu the teachers threw at him. Munching on the dango he bought, Touji made his way to the academy. The hospital was located a few blocks away from the school, and the street that he was taking to get was called Tea Avenue. It was where most food stands and restaurants were located, including Naruto's favorite, Ichiraku Ramen. It was where Naruto sunk most of his money after most of his academy classes. A habit Touji was trying to shake out of him, to no avail. The blonde simply loved ramen too. Plus it was one of the only food stands that fed him willingly. Touji could let it go. He just wouldn't show the blonde idiot any mercy whenever he asked for money. They EAC. Equal allowances. No way he was wasting his money so the blonde could eat more ramen. Not his fault Naruto always moaned about not having any money for ninja supplies. That one was all on him. Touji could forgive mistakes in training. The one thing Touji will forgive was an idiot wasting what little money they were given. Touji had just finished his first stick of dango when he heard the academy bell ring, signaling the end of classes for the day. He stood back across the road from the academy. The parents for most of the other kids waited just outside. He could see the Yamanaka and Akamichi clan parents standing together. Just off to the side were some Uchiha. Further away from almost all of them was the Hyuga. He hardly ever saw any Nara, Inuzuka, or Aburame parents. They usually let their kids have more freedom than the other main clans. The Yamanaka and Akamichi were helicopter parents where the Uchiha and Hyuga just wanted to control every moment of their kids' schedules. Touji was almost glad he was an orphan. He didn't think he could handle having parents butting into his every action. He just wished the Uchiha who came occasionally sending him looks. He wasn't dumb. Touji knew how similar he looked to them. He wouldn't be surprised if he was in some way related. But there was no way in hell he was getting involved in clan politics. It was too similar to the damn Zenin. Just the thought of them gave him a bad taste in his mouth. It wasn't long until all the kids were streaming out and Touji felt suddenly like a parent when Naruto came rushing over. He noticed the blonde had recognized his scent before spotting him. His nose was getting better. It was one thing he noticed the two of them had in common: their sense of smell and hearing was heightened compared to those. Normal child. Touji wasn't quite sure what gave Naruto the same kind of senses as Touji himself had, but perhaps it was just an innate technique he was born with, or as this called it, a keke genkai. Ooh. What did you buy? Touji handed over the 3 dango sticks he had graciously bought for Naruto with his own money while he munched on his last one. Just some dango. The usual sugar fix the doc recommended. Were there any new things I missed? Nah, Naruto said before he took a big bite out of his first dango stick. Juiced the usual les Hans on Chakra Control. Ew. Don't talk with your mouth full. Naruto grinned before he swallowed and continued talking. Anyway, we're going to practice new stuff today, right? You said you had something new planned. Yeah. Touji crumpled up the paper bag the dango came in and stuck it in a pocket. He'd throw it away when he got home. We have to go buy the supplies first. Come on. Get there before the rest of the afternoon crowd does. Touji dashed off in a run and Naruto was quick to catch up with him. This had become a normal way for them to travel through the village. It also served as a form of training. Mapped out the most direct route through the village in his head, and treated it like an obstacle course. They'd run between houses, over fences, drop down retaining walls, jump over roofs when they were close enough together. Essentially, he was teaching Naruto parkour. He knew it was almost redundant when most ninja could use chakra to boost their speed and use it to stick to surfaces, but out it was good practice for training the body on how to react to new surroundings. Especially if you needed to avoid an opponent. The more obstacles between them, you gave you more time to think of a counterattack. Naruto had been making leaps and bounds in progress too. The blonde was always competitive and loved winning their races, so he was always pushing himself to find new. To slide between obstacles to cut down on time. Again, Touji was quite surprised at how quick-witted his blonde friend was. While he wasn't the smartest when it came to his studies, his mind was quick to pick up on tactics and decision-making. Sometimes Touji almost thought he could see the image of what kind of Hokage Naruto would make. Spotting the material shop in question, Touji stopped on top of the roof of a nearby building. They were well into the market square in the center of the village now. It was shops that sold anything ranging from weapons, clothes, toys, and foreign wares. The multi-tiered structure of all the shops made it quite fun to run around in as well. Something shop owners always yelled at the two of them about. He felt the misplacement of air as Naruto stumbled to a stop beside him. While he was quite good at the running portion of parkour, his landing still made him stumble a bit. Which one is it? There. Touji pointed to a weapon shop that had a sign hanging over it in the shape of a kunai crossing over a shuriken. Written in katakana below the sign were the words Feng weapons. Lei Feng. What kind of language is that? Touji shrugged. I don't know what it's called. But I heard it's from the lands beyond Earth and Wind country. Some of the smaller countries between them speak the lingua from those lands. Konoha gets immigrants from them sometimes. What are immigrants? They're people who move away from their country and move into a new country. Oh, the point is, it's a new shop and they probably don't know enough about us yet to overcharge us. Which is why we're gonna shop here for the supplies we need. Oh, good idea. Touji slid off the edge of the roof he was on and hung off the edge for a second before dropping down and rolling as he hit the ground. Naruto was right behind him and used hands to spring out of the roll and onto his feet. He always used that move whenever he had the chance. His blonde friend loved to show off any chance he got. It didn't take much time for them to enter the shop and the sounds of the market disappeared as the door closed behind them. Weapons of different sizes and shapes lined walls and the smell of metal polish tickled both of their noses. In the center of the shop's main floor were a few racks with different ninja supplies, including, but not limited, ninja wire, fuinjutsu scrolls, fuinjutsu ink, pre-made seals, body mesh, and ninja wear. There was a subtle scent of incense, and when Touji turned towards the counter where a little girl sat, Touji spotted the small shrine located up on a high place on the wall. More than the smell of metal polish did. He tried not to sneeze. The girl brightened up when she noticed them. She had brown hair up in two buns and her brown eyes were wide in excitement. Oh, hi. Welcome to Lei Feng Weapons. My dad just stepped out to pick up some supplies, so I'm watching the shop. I'm Tenten. What's your name? Touji had been about to open his mouth when she cut him off. Oh wait, I recognize you. You go to the academy, right? We're in different classes, but I see you on the playground sometimes. Naruto jumped in when he recognized Touji's building irritation. Yeah, we do. We're actually here to buy some stuff. Right, Touji? Touji grumbled under his breath and tried to control the crease in his brows. Yeah, you have scrolls and ink for Fuinjutsu, right? We need a few of each. What? Naruto pouted. Fuinjutsu. I thought we were gonna buy cooler stuff, like new kunai or shuriken or something. Hey, don't knock Fuinjutsu. It's really cool and super versatile. Tenten seemed to be vibrating in her seat. Did you know the three Sannin used Fuinjutsu for a lot of their techniques? I'm gonna be like Tsunade and use seals to store power and be as strong as her. Naruto was a little taken aback by the strange girl's excitement over the subject, but seemed to settle when she mentioned Fuinjutsu being used by the Sannin. Really? Well, I guess if the Sannin used it, then it has to be kinda cool. It just seems kinda boring to learn is all. It was after Naruto finished saying this that an older man came out of the back carrying a large box in his arms. He had large shoulders and equally large biceps, but was around the middle. The beard and mustache around his face did a lot to soften the harsh furrow of his brows. Customers. His brown eyes took in both Touji and Naruto. Do you know them, Tenten? Nope. She bounced off her chair and walked over to them. But can I play with them, Baba? They said they wanna buy Fuinjutsu scrolls and I wanna help them pick out tea stuff. Ah, so you are customers. Of course. I'll be here when you're ready to purchase. Tenten took charge of the two of them and led them over to a rack filled with different sorts of paper, scrolls, ink, and brushes. Touji was still a bit irritated at how he could word in with this new girl around, so he just clicked his teeth and followed after Tenten and Naruto. It at least seemed like they weren't corrupted by the rest of the village. It came to their view on Naruto yet, so he could let it slide. This time, if you're gonna learn Fuinjutsu more in depth than what the academy teaches us, you're gonna need this book. She took it off the shelf and set it in Naruto's arms before. Could argue. I've read through it all and trust me, it's great. She then continued to pile on notebooks, scrolls, brushes, and ink jars into Naruto's arms. His blonde friend almost couldn't see over the pile. Hey, wait, how much are gonna hand me? Oh, you're right. Sorry. I should have given some to your friend too. Wait, what are you guys' names? Rolling his eyes, Touji started putting back duplicates of items he knew he didn't need, nor could afford. My name's Touji. And I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I'm gonna be Hokage. Touji grabbed the items that were in Naruto's hands, now down to one notebook, one scroll, and two pairs of brushes with 2 bottles of ink. It would be enough for them to started on Fuinjutsu and should last them until Touji was able to get more money from donating blood again. Touji brought the items over to the counter. Tenten's father was at and listened into the conversation as he rang the items up. Really? You're gonna be Hokage? Isn't that like the leader of the village? No way. That's so cool. Hey. Naruto's signature embarrassed laugh was easy to spot. Maybe she wasn't so bad. Most people who knew Naruto around the village always made fun of him for it. Touji deckled put up with her if she kept treating Naruto the way she was. Well, I'm gonna be as strong as Tsunade-sama and she's practically Hokage level strength, so that means we already have a lot in common. Touji had just taken the bag of the supplies he paid for when Tenten came to stand beside him. Baba, can I go play with them? I'll come back before dark. Please. Touji didn't know when his plans for the day had been commandeered, but by the excited look on Naruto's face, Touji knew they suddenly had a new friend who was going to following them around. She did seem to know a lot about Fuinjutsu, however, and Touji was willing to put up with any annoyance from her if it meant she would help teach more about the subject. Touji had been an expert freeloader in his past life, after all. Especially with women. This wasn't quite the same, but the concept was. Make a woman happy and reap the reward. In this case, put up with a potentially annoying brat and take advantage of her knowledge. Alright, Tenten. Just be careful. And come back before curfew. You boys watch over her, you hear? Touji nodded and followed Naruto and their new companion Tenten as they left the shop. The more he thought about being friends with Tenten, the better the idea became. A future full of discounted weapons was slowly unfolding before his eyes.